Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do just a brief overview of the refresh interior. Now, I'm sure you've seen on my channel my previous build of the interior. This is an exaggeration of that, or an extension of that, with some of the same principles that you've seen before, but with some extras on there. So without further ado, let's open up the back and see what's going on. All right, so here we have the rear setup. Now you might recognize kind of this section here with the refrigerator and the storage cup underneath. That is the exact same. And now what is different, as you might be able to tell, is this set of drawers here. And then behind that drawers, we have a set up water storage to better utilize the space rather than using rotopacks like we had previously used. So everything that you see here is bolted to this base platform that runs all the way up to the rear seats, which gives us plenty of storage both above the platform and also underneath the platform where the feet of the rear passengers would normally be. But yeah, so I'm super stoked about this new setup. It was a long time kind of figuring out exactly how I wanted to do this project, multiple iterations, and finally settled on this. And I'm super happy with it because in the end of it, it actually was a lot easier of a project than I originally anticipated. So these drawers specifically are actually IKEA drawers. I purchased them directly from IKEA, and I made a few slight modifications of my own to basically get them to be reliable in this configuration. Normally you would have a back plate of the drawers and also a base plate of the drawers, which I eliminated, which could also affect the sturdiness of the drawers. And so to fix that, we've added some braces in the rear where the back panel normally would be, and then to mount it to the base plate, we've used some smaller L brackets to secure that and also give it some rigidity as well. The way I've kind of organized everything is obviously we have 3 larger drawers, and that's kind of the majority of what I'm going to be using frequently. So the bottom 2 drawers are mostly kitchen items. So we've got most of our pots and pans here, our burners, our jet boils, that kind of thing. Middle drawer is going to be more propane situations, some cleaning rags, and also our all of our cooking utensils, our silverware in these, and then also our propane hose for the jet boil stove. This third drawer is kind of a little bit of both. We've got some fire starters, we've got a hammock in here, we've got some extra lighter fuel, we've got a little funnel to help fill up our water jug, just some other accessories that are going to be used pretty frequently. In the back of this drawer, we've also got a shower, which I don't use a whole lot, but it is nice to have when you're out in the middle of nowhere and you want to get a little bit refreshed. In our 2 smaller drawers, we just have some accessories that we use a little bit less frequently. So in this drawer, we've got a lot of our kitchen cleaning stuff. We got some sponges, some dish soap, a collapsible sink. We also have some extra screws just in case things start to come loose. We can put some more screws in place to keep everything nice and secure. Our top drawer is mostly just our water filter, if we need to fill up from a stream or an unfiltered source. We've got some tie downs for our awning, and then we also have an emergency blanket in there as well. Over here on this side is kind of just a little cubby that we have. We have most of our sleeping stuff, some blankets, sleeping bag. We also have our propane tank here that we use for using on the jet boil stove. Got our fire extinguisher and some cleaning supplies hung up there. And then over here we have our fridge, still on the same slide that we had previously. Dual zone refrigerator from Dometic. It's one of my favorite things because it is just so reliable. It works really well. Even with the 100-degree heat that we're having right now in Utah, it's getting the job done, even just sitting out here without the car running. Underneath, we have our table storage as well. We also have a rocker camp chair that I have recently picked up and is one of my favorite camp accessories. It is just so comfy, and if you haven't tried one of these things out, you definitely need to try it out because it's really nice. On this side, we have some more cubby storage. I have a shovel, we got a tripod, an extra camp chair, and some other longer breaker bars and torque wrenches and stuff that wouldn't fit in with the rest of my tools. Hey Bear, up. So this is Denali's platform. In the previous video, we still had a Denali's platform, but we've reinforced it, we've made it better. So that way it's a little bit more reliable for her, and it's not as likely to break as it eventually did. As if you watched the video of when I put the 37s on, we did break it and getting all those tires there. So we reinforced it a little bit. We also have in this box here behind the drawers, you can see we have our water storage here, about 10 gallons of water storage. We also have the Dometic faucet here, which is a fantastic solution to getting water, and this is where we have our fill line here. Underneath we have just some odds and ends storage. We've got some extra fluids, brake fluid, extra coolant. We've got some face wipes, body wipes, because Denali likes to get really dirty. Got to keep those hands clean. Then we also have some power tools there. And then underneath we've got our tool rolls, which is my favorite tool storage solution that I've found. And then we also have our basic Smittybilt compressor, which is going to be upgraded soon, but it's been reliable for this long. I've had it since the very beginning of my off-roading journey, and it's lasted this long. And it actually does fill up these 38-inch tires. Not super quickly, but it does fill them up. So can't complain too much about that. But yeah, this is Denali's favorite spot. She loves to sit up there on long trips. She gets to lay down and relax, and she likes to stick her head out the window at all times, whether it's raining, snowing, sunny, windy, you name it. She's got her head out the window. All right, so this side of the rig is kind of more of our power setup. Some odds and ends storage. You can kind of see the extra wrenches that we have here, the shovel and the axe. But also our main power solution right now is a Jackery, and that is what I use to run the refrigerator. I charge all my cameras, and I charge the iPad off of that, and I have it anchored in place, as you can see there, with a ratchet strap, and that keeps it nice and secure, especially when we're bouncing down all those fun and awesome dirt roads, going to see all the views. And it's worked so far. There are some pretty big drawbacks with having a Jackery solution like this, or any other power bank for that matter. They really don't like extreme temperatures, whether it's hot or cold. It'll shut off, and then your refrigerator shuts off, spoiling all your food. But also, like if you're charging cameras and that kind of thing, it will stop doing that as well. Also, it is solely charging off of the solar that we have on the roof. So if you go on a long trip and you got nothing but cloudy days, you really have to manage your power a little bit more consciously than just kind of relying when it's, you know, fully sunny out. It's a little bit better, and the battery is almost always fully charged when it's sunny, but on those cloudy, rainy days, it definitely gets whittled down pretty quickly. So underneath, the way I designed the platform is to eventually get rid of the Jackery and put in a full onboard power solution, and that is why the platform kind of comes up and gives us that storage underneath for those extra components to be able to have plenty of power, also charging from solar, from the alternator, and via shore power when you're going to be parked for multiple days. So that is coming. It's not there right now, but right now we have our smaller Jackery, which is what I use up in the rooftop tent in the evenings to run our lights, charge cell phones, laptops, extra camera gear that we want to keep up in the tent, and that kind of thing. So that's where that stays, and then everything else is anchored in place. You can see all those cords running. It's kind of a bit of a rat's nest, but it works for what it is. So happy with that. All right, so here in the front in the cockpit, we've got a little bit of an update since the last time you guys have seen the rig on the channel. We have moved the iPad to a lower position here. We've got our inReach moved to the passenger side, and then our phone mount is now right there above the radio. The biggest upgrade here is going to be our Stinger off-road head unit, which is fantastic. It comes with Apple CarPlay. It has the ability to have HDMI input, so if you want to watch a movie or something, obviously not while you're driving because that wouldn't be safe, but you do have that option, which is pretty awesome. We also have a new radio here, courtesy of Midland. They sent that out to me, and that pairs with the awesome antenna that we have on the bumper out front. And pretty much that is the setup. We have our Wolfbox digital rearview mirror up here, which is awesome upgrade as well. It's a digital mirror for the rear and also for the front as a dash cam. And then in this seat, when I don't have a passenger, this is where I do all my charging of cameras and grabbing things as I go, you know, on the road, filming everything for you guys. When I do have a passenger with me, that moves to the back. So there's a little bit of organization that comes with it when you have a second person, but most of the time it is just me and Denali in the truck. So this is where the storage or the charging station resides, and I also keep my rain gear up here in the footwell. All right, guys, well, that is it, the basic overview of the refreshed interior rebuild. I am super pumped with how this turned out. I cannot wait to add the full power solution to really kind of bring it all together. But having the drawers is awesome, and I just am super happy with it. If you guys want to do something like this, feel free to ask me some questions. Drop a comment below. Find me on Instagram, send me a DM there. Happy to discuss this kind of a project with you guys if you're looking to do something like this. I highly recommend it. It's a great way to really organize all of your gear and make it super accessible for when you're out there exploring. Thanks so much for watching. Give a thumbs up if you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you in the next one. So we're in the process of redoing the inside of the truck. We got all the plastic ripped out. We did some cutting of the plastics here. We're going to seal all that up and on both sides, and we're going to make a platform that goes all the way forward. Fridge slide here, and then we're going to build some shelves and drawers right here. Denali's platform will still exist up there, and then we'll have more storage behind the passenger seat. Not quite sure what I'm going to do with this sunken space here, but I think we could do something pretty cool with it. Still brainstorming, but yeah, that's what we're doing. Wondering if the wood is going to be too thick to roll this.